I'm your San Luis Obispo community reporter Carson Wells here at the SLO Vets Hall, where a sheriff's deputy and sergeant are being honored for their reaction to a house fire and homicide in Arroyo Grande last year. I caught up with them after the event about what this award means to them and the events of that night.
It was something that I've never experienced before.
Sergeant Clinton Bird was one of the emergency workers dispatched to a house fire and homicide in Arroyo Grande in October.
When we arrived on scene, it was pretty chaotic. We knew that the suspect was still outstanding, so we coordinated efforts to get the person in custody.
You may remember I brought you this story the night it happened. The man accused of the homicide, later identified as Alan Ocio, set fire to a house on Spruce Street. It was a home that belonged to his parents. Ocio's father was found inside the home and pronounced dead on scene. Sergeant Bird worked closely with other responders at the home, including Deputy Sheriff Andrew Mora. The two men took Ocio into custody.
It was a pretty dynamic situation. We were getting hit by fire hoses, water from the fire hoses. There was active fire in on multiple houses. It was a very stressful and chaotic scene.
Deputy Mora acted quickly, sending his canine companion Mando after Ocio. Mando played a critical role that tragic night, doing exactly what he's been trained to do.
I truly believe that using Mando saved the homicide suspect's life because he did have the murder weapon on his person. So using the dog and ultimately saved that person's life and prevented him from getting away.
Sergeant Bird and Deputy Mora were awarded meritorious service medals at an awards ceremony on Thursday for their actions. Mando also received a bull for his contributions. Under Sheriff Chad Nicholson tells me that awarding them this medal was a no-brainer.
That's a critical incident that you want to identify how can we solve this in the least forceful manner possible with mitigating and reducing risks to all involved parties.
In San Luis Obispo, Carson Wells, KSBY News.
All right, Carson, thank you. Following multiple psychological evaluations, Ocio was found to be not competent to stand trial. Criminal proceedings have since been suspended. Next month, officials will work to decide how Ocio should be treated so that he can be fairly tried.